Hello and welcome to Vccircle TV. Today we have Ashima Munjal, Managing Director of ZatSe. A Munjal-funded company, ZatSe is a local information and service provider which is operational in Delhi and NCR region. The motto of ZatSe is to make people's life convenient. Today we have Ashima herself to speak about ZatSe. Hello Ashima, welcome to the show. If you could just tell us, how does ZatSe work? How do you operate?
Basically, we have a phone service 011-6800-6800. So if you're a user, you call into that service and you pretty much ask for anything you need. In the recent power crisis, the most popular query was the number of the various electricity boards. It could be a taxi on a rainy day like this one. On the last Eid, it was Ekta Tiger. People wanted to know where the shows are playing. You can do that. The other service that we have is in the web. Pretty much you can go to ZatSe.in and there's a suite of products that you can see. We have a great movie site which is becoming very popular. More recently, we've got a lot of queries that show up on Google. So we get a lot of hits via Google. And we try to provide them the best information that we can get a hold of as soon as possible.
So what kind of information are you providing to the masses? How are you helping the masses?
We get them phone numbers. In some cases, cricket scores. Whenever there's a live match, we get a lot of calls, and there we just share the score. You don't need to actually call us and you call somebody else. It's an information solution at the same time. Similarly, if you're going to the cinemas, we'll give you the movie show timings. If you're looking to buy a property, which is a pretty popular investment in NCR these days, we will actually have a property to call you back and offer you quotes.
Okay.
If you're looking to get your computer fixed, you can call us and somebody will call you back and ask you what you need fixed and where and how much time it will take. And you get that service. You need a plumber at home. You call us, we'll send plumbers over to you.
So basically you're helping the masses connect
small businesses. Also we are helping them in a crisis when you don't know somebody to come and help you. That's where we come in.
So what are the segments you're catering to?
We're catering to the young urban population, nuclear families, not too many people at home, people who are impatient, who want to service ZatSe. That's our segment.
Okay, and also which sectors you're catering to, say movies or deals or plumbers?
We cater to the sector of helplines. So if you buy a product, say from Whirlpool, and it goes bad, or Samsung, and you decide you want to call that helpline, we cater to that. We cater to a repair and service segment of a secondary market. We cater to dealers of various kinds, be it from property to car, to used car, to second-hand furniture, all of that. We cater to the entertainment segment. Like I said, cricket and movies are the two biggest entertainment sources in this country. It's our biggest. We have no way to define the breadth of our service. Our biggest challenge is that the poor guy on the call center, you can call him and ask him about anything. And you're unlikely to surprise him because a lot of people have called him and asked him about anything. So you get a call from somebody saying, listen, I need to lose weight, what do I do? You get a call from somebody saying, I want to party tonight, where do I host it? All of those we cater to.
Okay, so how would you distinguish yourself from Justdial?
That's very interesting. Our name is ZatSe. So on the web, we try to be faster than them. Our pages open a little bit quicker, and people like responsiveness, people are impatient. On the phone, we try to be slower than them. The feedback we've got is people want a more patient listener and a slow speaker on the phone so that they can catch on. So that's one of the things we do. The other things we do is we try to cater to a sort of a solution segment. You can call us for a cricket score. You can call us for movies and we'll give you the show times. You actually don't need to call anybody else. We're planning to bring in more products like that that would differentiate us on a product suite basis from Justdial.
Okay, so what is your business model?
Essentially, our business model is two things. For the user that calls us, we share their information with a lister who hopefully is a paid lister. And we make money from typically a small business or a medium-sized business who is wanting to reach out to a customer with a wallet to use. And this is, when you call us, you're looking for that service. It's somewhere top of mind. So it's a very, very well-matched user-to-seller connection.
Okay, so how many listed SMEs you have for ZatSe?
We have a few thousand at the moment.
Okay, and how it has been increasing? What's the
it's we've grown at a very low pace. Like the service is new, so it's been growing several times every year, and we hope for now that the same growth will continue in Delhi.
Okay, and what's the revenue share between both of you, like the listed partners and ZatSe?
So we actually we charge them a flat fee for listing, and then in a certain time period, whatever business we get for them, we share with them.
Okay, and you don't charge anything from the consumers, right?
We do not charge anything from the consumers. It's a completely free service.
Okay. Okay. So, what is your USP? Like, how would you say?
Like I said, we are faster on the web, a little bit slower on the phone. Beyond that, we give you information in very close by to what you're asking for. So we're kind of more hyper-local.
Okay.
If you ask for something in Lajpat Nagar, we'll share Lajpat Nagar. We won't send you to Dwarka. If I take the example of Delhi. The other big thing is we try to be relevant quickly, and we take you to a solutions model. So wherever we can help you directly, and you don't actually need to call another person.
So you're both an information and a solution provider, right?
They're more an information provider. We are moving the industry towards solutions, and I'm sure when we go there, they'll go there too.
So, given the category you are into, I mean, we feel it's a difficult category to crack. So, how you have been doing it? What has been the challenges so far?
This category is, like I said, you can call us and ask us from anything. And at least at the beginning, our own imagination of anything was smaller than our audiences.
Yeah, right.
So, we went through an exercise where we try to understand what anything is. And it's also interesting because we get new questions every day that we're supposed to answer. The other challenges, there have been some legal challenges like SMSs were banned.
Exactly.
In September 2000.
So how you have been coping up with this issue?
We actually, TRA was very nice to us. They gave us an exception. There was 10 companies that they gave an exception to. 5 were from our category, and there were companies like Google and Facebook that could continue to send SMSs. So that was, but it was a challenge, and it was work that we had to go through. We are heavily dependent on SMS as a delivery of information to our
So has it affected your business at all?
Not at all, the current ban. We have an exception, and we don't do marketing messages, and it's not a one-to-many message service. It's a one-to-one service. You call us and we send you exactly what you're looking for. So we have a clean sheet from TRA, and it hasn't affected us. The other challenges are in keeping the data current. As you know, there's a lot of churn in our industry. So 27 to 30% of the people change phone numbers like every year. So that is a huge challenge that we face on a daily basis.
Okay. So, I mean, right now you're catering to, you're an information provider, you're catering to various subjects, but, how do you train your customer service providers? Like, how do you, and how big is the team? The training of the team is actually a pretty interesting process, because we first take them to a geographical know-how. You have to get somebody who, say, grew up in West Delhi to know about Faridabad. Or Mumbai for that matter. So you need to do a geographical. So how do you recruit them probably?
We do some kind of testing. We look at their IQ. Since ours is a search engine, we want to make sure that they can spell properly. That's a key criteria. We do our recruiting on the customer service side. On the technical side, we do our recruiting with people based on their education background. We did a lot of recruiting from St. Stephen's last year and the year before. So last year we went out and recruited some more people from there, and that's worked well in our system. On the database side, we want to get people who are curious about information and who care about having more accurate numbers. We look at the passion of the candidate when we're recruiting, and we look at somebody who really is hungry for growth.
Okay, and how big is the team right now?
The team right now would be a little under 100 people.
Okay, and what are the plans of taking the number?
We have we're going to do 2 things. One is we're going to expand geographically. Hopefully by the end of the year our service should be live on a national scale.
Okay.
And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to expand the product suite segment.
Okay.
So for things that we get popular calls from and there's popular demand to, we're going to try to answer those questions.
Okay. Okay, and right now you're a mutual funded company, so any plans of going to external investors and raising more fund?
We as a group, we like external investors. We like them because they bring value to businesses, not just money. And at any point when we get like-minded people who can add value, who can sort of change the scale of the business, we would love to work with them. We're not cash flow closed, and we don't really need to do it. But I think when you do it, it does give you a secondary dimension to the business, because they come in a lot of times with experience, with relevant stuff from other countries. So that's something we're definitely open to.
So are you in the market to raise more fund right now?
We should be, is probably the more correct answer.
Okay. So how much you'll be looking to raise?
In this kind of business, we have to raise an amount that competes with the business. So I think everybody knows what our competition has raised. So if we go out to raise money, it cannot be 5% of that. It has to be more than 20% of what they've raised. So that's kind of what we look to touch.
So once you raise the money, what will be your key focus areas then? Like where will you put that money? For, like,
we put it in product development, we put it in marketing, because the kind of service like this has to be a household name. We would also put it in growing geographically and opening offices and things like that. So those would be the three things that we would put money in largely.
Okay, so you just now said that you'll be starting operations in Mumbai and other metros by end of this year probably. So what are the key? Other than Mumbai, what are the key cities you have in mind?
We'll pick the top metros. Literally, if you look at it by telecom user base, wherever telecom user base is higher, we'll follow it.
Okay. And another thing, what have been your key focus areas till now? Like, in
a service like us, the key focus area has to be the consumer. What does the consumer want? What kind of information do we get them? In a pre-launch phase, we were looking at what we thought the consumer wants. Today in Delhi, in Gurgaon, Noida, Faridabad, Ghaziabad, we have a very good idea of what the consumer wants. We also have since we've been selling in the market, a few thousand listers have been telling us what the listers want. So we've been catering to both of these, and that's going to be our growth areas. I think it also comes interlocked with what we think we can provide to the market, over and above what people want. For example, people will often not complain to us that our website needs to be faster, but that's something we realized we wanted to do, and we thought we'd put a really fast website out there to compete with the market, and ZatSe the name, of course, we had to do that. So mostly it's a combination of the three things: what people are asking us for and what we can provide on top of that.
And what has been your online strategy? How are you working on that front?
Our online strategy is pretty much SEO led. Touch wood, our pages are very well ranked on Google. We get a lot of traffic from them daily. I think if you looked at the top sites in say NCR, we would be among the top few for the amount of traffic we get from this city. So our online strategy is Google's embraced us, and we love their embrace.
Okay, and whom do you consider your competitors to be?
We have really one major competitor, Just Dial. So that's what the market is for us.
Okay, and also what's the revenue you're targeting by end of this year?
We are targeting a revenue that takes care of our operations in Delhi by the end of this year. So that's where we're looking at. It's a fine balance between expenses and income that we want to do, and that would be the right time for us to go national when Delhi itself is self-sustaining.
When do you intend to break even?
If I had to stay in Delhi, I would say this year. But since I want to go nationally, it's going to be a little while.
Okay, so maybe in another couple of years?
Yeah, it depends on how we scale and how much we scale. I mean, it's just, if you keep growing geographically, then you push it forward. But a couple of years is, as far as a horizon you want in a startup, right?
Yeah, true. And also, you have been present since 2010. Like, what has been your marketing strategy? Like, maybe offline.
So we did hoardings that look like this. They were very popular. Because the idea that somebody who's forgetful can tattoo a number onto themselves and call that number for whenever. We've had a lot of success with Google. So that's essentially been traffic that comes to us for services like ours, and we cater to them from the call center. We've done some newspaper ads. We've done some advertising in the Delhi Metro, and that's what it's been.
Okay, and what this year? What's your marketing budget? Like going by the flow, like so many startups going to TV advertising and all these things. Any plans of
you could
getting into this?
We would do TV advertising once for national.
Okay.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to do TV advertising when you're a Delhi service. So our plans are pretty much to focus this year on the Delhi-based mediums that we have.
Okay.
Hoardings is one that we relied on extensively in the past and had good success with. So we may come back with those.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ashima.